Welcome back to another forecast here as Winter Storm Dane continues to become more widespread, now already bringing snow in Georgia and exactly heading my way. I'm going to have a separate video on my personal experience and forecast on this, and check that out. It's going to be after this video publishes here. It's going to probably come out tomorrow morning here. But we're seeing extremely amounts of heavy amounts of snow continue for Ohio all the way down to Alabama. So we're going to be looking at live radar. We're going to be looking at photos I got from a viewer in Tennessee. And we're going to be looking at the future snowfall totals of what's left to come. But without further ado, let's get in the video. So a big update for me is that they actually pushed the winter weather advisories a lot more to the south now in Georgia. So now I'm in Hall County. The county just north of me has a winter weather advisory. So I do expect to be in a winter weather advisory very, very soon, as chances for snow for me are increasing. Look at maybe half an inch to maybe even an inch of snowfall, which could cancel school, obviously, but I'm in quarantine, so it doesn't matter. But looking really carefully at Alabama and Georgia as we speak, getting a lot bigger as the overnight temperatures continue, and this storm's getting a lot more to the south. So Atlanta also looking pretty promising for you. Windstorm warnings continue for the crest of the Appalachians there and the Great Smoky Mountains. Expected to probably get half a foot to max even a foot of snow near the Great Smoky Mountain region there, right on the border and crest between Tennessee and North Carolina. As well, we also have those windstorm warnings there for West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, and the higher elevations there in the Appalachians, looking at maybe around just over half a foot there, 7 to maybe even 10 inches of snowfall, but some scattered areas in the European show up to 12 inches. And then, of course, the bullseye right there for Cleveland, Erie, and Jamestown off Lake Erie there, possibly well over 12 inches of snow. Some malls get up to 20 inches, some 17. Either way, it'll be in the double digits. And the first time Cleveland has gone a double-digit snowfall storm in only 2 days, or in a 2-day span since 2009. So 2020 is doing some weird stuff there. Winter weather advisories maintained for Kentucky, such as Lexington, Cincinnati, looking at an additional 1 to 2 inches there. Columbus, as well, looking at a few, actually a lot, many of snowfall still yet to come here, as it's still yet to stick, really. But yeah, let's look now at the photos I got from a viewer. So this first one's actually a video, and I did get permission to use this video, or videos I'm about to show you. So this is actually just south of Nashville, Tennessee here. So let's go ahead and play this. So as you can tell, there's definitely a good tenth of an inch there in south of Tennessee, which is actually around what they were forecasting. I forecasted, but still more snow's coming, and there's actually possibly around half an inch of snow now recorded where this viewer is. It's prime weather, actually. Give a shout out to him. But look, it's really coming down. You can still see there's flurries coming down. So let me show that again. Look at all the flurries still coming down just south of Nashville. Not only that, it's actually sticking on the grass as well. You do see this obviously isn't too much snow, but still a good amount of snow for the south at this time of the year. I do see it still coming down as well. You can see the flurries. If you really try to look, you can still see the flurries are still coming down. And the snow is still accumulating quite a bit as temperatures drop in the Nashville metro area and much of Tennessee as it moves into Alabama and Georgia, which I'm supposed to get next year. So again, thank you, Prime Weather, for all this coverage here. One more thing I'll be looking at is the roof as well. You can definitely tell that obviously there's going to be easier amount of accumulation on the roof. Looking at a good fourth of an inch of snowfall there as well. Obviously, it's a little harder to accumulate on areas like pavement and as well as anywhere like any surfaces like plants. So definitely the roofs is where you can get your best estimate of how much snow you've gotten. That's looking like a good fourth of an inch with still more to come in the Nashville metro area. So let's take a look quickly at my area really quickly. I'm really excited for this snow, so I do apologize if I seem like I'm focusing more on Georgia. Obviously, there's a lot more to talk about than just Georgia, but I'm going to quickly focus about Georgia really quickly on the radar, and then I move towards Ohio, of course, here. But you do see this is 552 there, whereas you're already seeing snow showers there near the Atlanta area. And I'm right here near the Gainesville metro area off Lake Lanier. And watch interesting here. Look how interesting this is in Alabama here. So people weren't even forecasting snow to get past Decatur, and look how far it is, near Birmingham. As far south as Birmingham, and all these little areas of moisture and precipitation, that's rain, all is turning into snow. Let me go show you the past radar. This is at 4 o'clock Eastern. I mean, look at all that rain there, and then it just blew up and all converted into snow as temperatures are rapidly dropping here. And this is all going kind of southeastward into my direction there. So I could get maybe a bit more, actually a good bit more snow than forecasted expected. Of course, Georgia forecasters are always off usually, but already getting some snow there as well into the higher elevations. But look at all that rain turning into snow here. Maybe this can turn into snow really quickly as well. But let's obviously check on that at Nashville as well. Nashville, you guys kind of got the worst of the snow already, but still, like I did say, a bit more accumulation. This is kind of where the video and coverage came from one of my viewers as well. And then, of course, we are getting a ton of snow, of course, still coming down in Columbus, Delaware, Springfield, Lancaster, New York. I mean, we're getting a good amount of snow here, and it's not going to end until really late tomorrow here. Even still seeing some snow showers there for Indianapolis and as well Detroit. As well, we got London here as well. Can't forget about London, Hamilton, and obviously Toronto will very soon start to get that snow there. But really interesting what I'm finding here in the southeast here. I mean, we're seeing all of this snow getting a lot more to the south than expected here, and I find it very, very interesting here. Obviously, that's something you really want to keep a look at right now. But yeah, now I should look at real, actual radars. So here's looking at the not European. This is a NAN 3 kilometer. This actually hasn't reloaded since the 18Z. So this the most accurate will come out in the next few hours here. But of course, we are seeing those severe storms here. We are seeing those severe storms still across the Mid-Atlantic and very, very strong wind portions of the New England area. So we are have to watch out for that as well. But I do see the snow's moving a lot more to the south than expected. And this is actually not what we're actually 100% expected to see. This is what they were forecasting a few hours ago before this huge blow up in the snow in Alabama and Tennessee there. But what we're seeing here for like Ohio and Kentucky, that's kind of what we're still expecting there, because there hasn't really been too many changes there. But this is kind of what we're still expecting to see in the next, the additional snowfall really. Of course, that really, really heavy snow continuing on and off throughout the Ohio Valley there, including Columbus, Cleveland, Youngstown, and then by tomorrow morning arriving in Pittsburgh and Charleston, West Virginia. And then it'll continue all the way by Wednesday. Continue to see those cold temperatures to allow even lake effect snow as far as Wednesday. So that's going to help kind of create that the additional snowfall after the actual snowstorm moves by. Now, here's look now at the NAN 3 kilometer snowfall map. I've been saying for the past 48 hours, there's been a huge southern shift here to Georgia and Alabama. And look, it looks like the NAN 3 kilometer has been very accurate with getting that snow so far south. But I think they're under forecasting a bit, so we can see a bit more snow, maybe a trace for Atlanta instead of flurries. I mean, there's a lot of huge changes here that I can't fit in all one video. That's exactly why I'm going to be doing my own video there on my own self forecasting on a different video all about Georgia, not necessarily all about this. But again, additional snowfall. This is additional snowfall. Looking at around an inch left for areas like an inch like for Lexington, maybe 2 inches max left for Lexington, around an inch for Cincinnati. Looking at about less than 2 inches left for areas like Dane, Ohio, and the far western half of Ohio. Additional snowfall for Columbus, looking like a good 5 to 6 inches left for Columbus there. We are starting to see some slight accumulation, what I've heard, starting to get that first accumulation as temperatures are finally going below freezing there, and the temperatures are going really down, drastically going down because the sun's now set, obviously. Of course, we haven't had any snow yet for Erie not Columbus, for Cleveland, because they're still getting the really cold, chilly rain there. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we're seeing there by the overnight hours. Around a foot of snow or more to 18 plus inches there for areas like Columbus, Cleveland. Pittsburgh around 4 to 6 inches there. Charleston around 3 to 4 inches, and then the highest elevations there in West Virginia and Pennsylvania, in the southwestern part mainly in Pennsylvania, can get probably over a foot of snow. So that's very interesting. And then last but not least, we're going to be taking a look at the European snowfall that's left to come. Well, this isn't really left to come, because this actually is 12Z, so it's actually around 4 hours old, so it's actually whatever it's showing here could be very old. Obviously, they only showed that now. That's gonna very well change in the 18Z. About around 5 to 6 inches for Columbus, around 14 to around 16 inches for Cleveland, 12 inches there for Erie, Pennsylvania. Looking at a good 4 to 6 inches for Pittsburgh, 6 to 7 inches there in the West Virginia mountains and the Appalachias. Still a good inch or so left for Nashville. So like I just said, it's going to be pretty surprising, more so than expected for some of these areas. Some areas got a bust. Some areas are getting less than, or the opposite of a bust, but a surprise. Again, it's just a southeast, really hard to predict, and it's really showing. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll have continue to be doing updates on what's going on here in Georgia, and I'll have all that coverage video by tomorrow morning since it's going to be an overnight storm. But bye, guys.